Yo, what's going on, everybody? Lil Off back again. Empire of the Sun, electronic visionary electro pop duo are back with another album. Ask That God. It's their fourth studio album. Their last release was in 2016, Two Vines, 2009 with Walking on a Dream, and 2013 with Ice on the Dune. And now we're going to do a review of their new album, Ask That God, and we're going to go track by track through the track list. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's go. Empire of the Sun, Ask That God album review. So the first track on this album is called Changes, and it was one of the 3 singles that they released from this album. It was released sometime in June or May or something. I forget the exact day it was released, but I listened to it a little bit before the full album. Fucker. All right, so the first song on the album is called Changes, and it was one of the 3 singles that was released before the full album was released, and I actually really like this song. A lot of good lyrics, a lot of, like, you know, lyrics that match the times we're kind of living in now, right? Like, oh, this time we're going through changes, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, a really uplifting song, especially for, like, now that we're, you know, in 2024 or whatever. Like, it's just a very uplifting song. I like the synths, I like the bass. It's very creative. I think the song's really good. Yeah. Next song on the album is called Cherry Blossom. I also really like this song. It's very different. It doesn't feel recycled, you know? It feels new, it feels creative, it feels inventive. A lot of cool lyrics on this one. It all comes together at the end. It's a very happy, blissful song. I like it a lot. Yeah, and that's how I feel about Cherry Blossom. So the third track on the album, Music on the Radio. So the first time I heard this, and the first 3 songs on the album are the singles that were released before the full album was released. And the full album was released last night, July 26th at midnight. So the first time I heard Music on the Radio, I was like, I'm kind of disappointed it doesn't loop. Like, it kind of felt like a shorter song at first, but I gave it a few more listens, and I was like, oh no, that's actually just right. With how many times the chorus was, like, repeated at the end, and how many times the verse was repeated, which was, like, twice. But I love the verse, and the bridge is really good as well at the end. So actually, at first I had my doubts about the song, but I actually think this might be one of the better tracks on the album. It really is interesting and cool, and it's really packaged in a way that's really great. Like, you know, like that's the best type of music, the type of music that takes a little bit to understand and fully wrap your head around. And, you know, I think this is a good song. Music on the Radio is really good. Alrighty, so track number 4 is called The Feeling You Get. And I think this song's pretty good. It's not my favorite so far, but there's a really cool bridge in it. And, like, the third part that I like a lot. And, you know, I feel like this song's a little bit less consistent than the first 3, but there's still a lot of highlights throughout this song that I like a lot. There's a really cool bridge on it, like, towards, like, the end of the verse. So, yeah, this is another strong song. Another strong song. But there's parts of it that I feel like maybe are a bit weaker. But yeah. Alrighty, track number 5 is, I feel like I can never pronounce this, AEIOU. AEIOU. Or AEIOU. I don't know how to pronounce it. I like this song. It's not my favorite. I think it's probably one of the weakest ones so far. I do like it, though. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's easily the weakest song on the album so far. It's just, I don't know. Like, this song, like, I feel like that's one of those songs. It's a little bit annoying. I don't really think I'm gonna ever, like, find myself, like, jamming to that song. Like, it's not bad, but it's probably the weaker song on the album. I'm not gonna lie. All right, guys. So track number 6, we have Television, and this song is all right. It's the concept of it is kind of cool. Television superstition kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? They're trying to just get at, like, these modern themes, I guess you could say. But the melody's okay. It's not like it's definitely this song is not something I'd play at a party. This is more of like it seems like a little bit more of like a serious cut. But it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But it's a little bit more of like a serious cut, and it's not my favorite from the album, but it's not completely horrible, but it's decent. Alrighty, track number 7, Happy Like You. I actually like this song a lot. This is probably one of my favorite songs, like, on the album so far, is this song. It's very, like, inspirational. The synths at the end are really cool. This song is good. It's just, like, you just gotta listen to it. It's very, like, motivating. Like, it's very upbeat, motivating. It kind of has, like, a depressing side to it a little bit, but, like, they kind of keep it together with the synths at the end of it. And I like this song. I think this song is pretty good. All right, this song might be the best song on the album. Revolve is easily, out of all these songs so far, Revolve is my favorite song on the album. And it's actually even better than I expected it to be. The keys at the end and the chorus is just so sharp and snappy and just, like, literally, like, alternative heaven. Like, if that makes sense. Like, this song is amazing. Easily my favorite song on the album so far. I love it. Great song. Yeah. Track number 9, we have Wild World. This song was kind of slow. It's just slow ballad. Like, I'll give it a few more listens. I might change my mind on it at some point, but overall, I think this song is a little bit boring. It's got some weird stuff going on at the verse, too, and I'm just like, So Wild World, I'm going to say, is probably, no, I don't like it. All right, track number 10, Ask That God. I love this song. This is another one that's, like right there with Revolve. It's just got this, like, indie alternative feel that, like, it's just so nostalgic but still feels new, and it's so creative, and that song is amazing. Ask That God is a great song. Track number 11 is called Rhapsodize. Personally, the song was just alright. Another, like, sleeper, kind of like Wild World on number 9. I don't know why this reminds me of, like, the 1975's, like, second album, the one with, like, the pink cover or whatever. This just reminds me of that album. It's just a slow ballad that's just like it's cool. I like the chorus in the beginning, but then it ends up just being a complete sleeper by, like, the end of it. And then the last song is called Friends I Know, which is another interesting song that I'm gonna have to go back and listen to again to fully, like, wrap my head around. But it sounds okay. Actually, there are parts of this that it sounds like the end of an album, and it really felt like it kind of brought it together. Like, I don't think I'd ever go back to listen to this song individually, but it kind of made it feel like a complete album, which they kind of did on Ice on the Dune. It kind of reminds me of, like, a Keep a Watch from Ice on the Dune, like, kind of one of those slower, like, ending, like, tracks, like, kind of like a lot of indie bands, like, do that. So it's not bad. It's not one of the best songs on the album, but yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to score this album a light 7 out of 10 as my album score for this review. There were a lot of good songs like Ask That God, Revolve, Music on the Radio, Happy Like You. The Feeling You Get wasn't bad. There were a good handful of songs on this album. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. A few sleepers here and there. Wouldn't say it was a perfect album, but I think there were a lot of good cuts on here that really, make the album great and awesome, and I loved it. Let me know what you guys think about the album in the comments.